door. I feel like a crook. Being with John over the past 6 months has been nothing but pure hell for me. I got beat up at least 2 times a week, and I know for sure that he's seen other girls on the side. I picked up his phone to call his mom one day, but the number saved under it for damn sure wasn't his mom. I saw little things that just seemed strange, but I didn't have any solid proof. But I know there's been another woman in here, or why else would my pictures been in the drawer face down? I never questioned him because I knew he would never admit it, and it would only lead up to me having another black eye. So I prayed like I didn't see the signs and knew I needed an escape plan fast. But the only help I had was Carmen, and running away upstairs was not nearly enough space between me and Satan himself. I even heard that he's been getting a little serious with a girl named Brina who stayed around the corner from us. She would walk her little brother to and from school, making sure to wear the tightest clothes every time. And for some reason, John Doe would be sitting on the balcony like clockwork, waiting on her so they can make eye contacts and facial expressions at each other. But one time, I decided to entertain their little game. She walked by and glanced at him to get his attention, and he smirked at her. I just so happened to be outside playing catch with Carmen's middle son, Sean. Before she can give him one of her daily sexy smiles, I threw the ball as hard as I could, making sure to connect to her nose and mouth all at once. Sean and I thought it was pretty funny. Her and John Doe didn't seem to think so. I got my ass beat for sure that day, and that was all the proof I needed to know that they were fucking or planning to. Summertime was coming, and it felt so good outside, and all I could think about was my 18th birthday was coming. It was bittersweet because my family wouldn't be here to see me cross over into adulthood, and I still had nightmares about the situation sometimes. I even found myself crying out the blue from missing him so much. And I know my dad would have played for the biggest party, and my mom would have planned the whole thing out, and I can imagine all of my friends from school just being there to celebrate with me. But I guess that'll never happen now, and the more I thought about it, the angrier I became. All I know is that I was ready for something new, and the last time I got all dressed up and dolled out was for my 3-month anniversary, and something about just being sexy made me feel good about myself. I told John Doe I wanted to get away and go to a nice resort in Kansas City for the weekend. He was down with my idea. The only problem was that school was in, and Carmen didn't need me much to babysit for the kids, and business just couldn't seem to pick up for John Doe, and we could barely afford the bills. Basically, we were broke, and that was not how I planned on spending my 18th birthday. So here it is now. I only have a week left until my birthday, and I still didn't have the funds. But at this point, I was done crying, and I just wanted revenge. My life was taken from me, and it was time for me to take it back. In the midst of me trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do, Brina from around the corner comes strutting down the sidewalk, as always, with her little brother. But this time, John Doe wasn't outside, and she made sure that everyone else in the apartment saw her new Dooney and Burke purse, and yes, it was the big one. The last time I owned a name brand bag was when my mom was alive, but I know my aunt and grandma probably sold hers for $20 each at a pawn shop by now. As Brina walked past my apartments, I could tell she was looking for John Doe since he wasn't sitting at his daily spot. She turned to my building with a look of disgust as I waved at her from my kitchen window with an evil smirk. She shrugged her shoulder at me, making sure I saw her new handbag, rolled her eyes, and stormed off. I thought to myself, victim number one. I quickly slid on my flip-flops and ran down the stairs. I knew she stayed in Baby Mamaville, the same apartments as her sister. I just didn't know which ones for sure. I followed her to see which one was hers. I stopped by the corner store so she wouldn't notice me right behind her. I bought a soda and came out just in time to see her go into apartment number 402. Perfect. I knew the schedule and now the location. The next day couldn't come fast enough. It was time to put my plan into motion. 3 p.m. finally came, and I knew Brina would be headed to school to pick up her brother, so I figured I had 30 minutes to make it all happen. I wore a long dark wig and a pleated skirt and a backpack so I can blend in with the girls walking from school. When I made it to the apartment, I went to the front door and knocked 3 times to make sure no one was home. No one came to the door, so I went to the bedroom window to make my entrance. I knew no one would be paying attention, and most of them live by the code, snitches get found in ditches. I pulled my screwdriver out of my bag to pry the window open, but to my surprise, it was unlocked. Without thinking, I just climbed right into the window. I must have landed into her little brother's room because there was toys everywhere, and I knew I didn't have much time to observe the whole house, so I just needed to get some goods and go. My focus was Brina's room. Her setup was neat, and I could tell that she would flip if there was a t-shirt left on the bed. I was ready to have fun with that room. I trashed the room for about 20 minutes looking for stuff. Then I hit the jackpot when I got to her nightstand. She had a jewelry box with about 5 rings, 2 gold chains, and some diamond earrings. It was a total of about $420 tucked in the bottom of the box and 2 full bottles of Lower Tab 10s. I threw the small box of pill bottles into my bag and headed for the front door. Just as I was about to leave, I saw the Dooney and Burke purse hanging from the closet that she had yesterday. So I said, why not? I folded the bag just enough so that it can fit into my bag without ruining it. I didn't take anything from her brother because he was just too cute, and I liked watching him sneak wave at me whenever his sister wasn't looking. I made sure the window was closed, slowly opened the door to make sure no one was watching. The coast was clear. I locked the door behind me and then walked home as if nothing ever happened. My walk home reminded me of the days that my girl Kendall and I used to walk home from school together. I missed her a lot. My walk home was quick. I made it just in time to put everything up and watch her and John Doe admire each other as usual. I wasn't mad this time. I figured the smile would be gone as soon as she got home and saw that her perfect little apartment was flipped upside down and a few items were missing. I smiled to myself and hopped right in the shower. John Doe was so stuck on Brina walking by that he didn't even notice that I had a wig on that looked nothing like myself. I took a long hot shower and just meditated on what just happened. I knew it wasn't right, but I really didn't know how to feel. I'm a crook, is all I kept thinking about as the water ran over my body. Then I realized, hey, nobody got hurt, and I got what I needed, so there was no reason to be mad at myself. Plus, Brina owed me that for all the flirting she did with my man and the ass whoopings I got over her. Hell, my spirits were instantly lifted. When I got out the shower, John Doe was sitting on the bed. I was scared he would find the stuff and be pissed at me, but I really didn't care at this point. Where you been? Says John Doe. Out. I know out, but where out? For a second, I didn't know what to say. Woman, I said, where you been? He yelled. This time, I saw him about to get angry, so I know I needed to act fast. I said, wait, I can explain. Just before John Doe got ready to backhand me, I reached into my bag and pulled out $200. I kept the rest for myself and figured he didn't need to know about it. I also gave him all the jewelry and pills because I knew he would know how to get rid of it and get money for it. His face was more and more excited from every piece of jewelry I gave him. Where'd you get this stuff, he asked. Before I could answer, he looked over and saw a huge Dooney and Burke purse on the floor. I can tell he saw the purse before, and there was no need for me to even answer the question after that. For the first time in a long time, I saw the look in his face that he had the first time he saw me on the elevators when my family's wake. I knew he was in love with me again, and Brina was no longer a threat. He grabbed my naked body and pulled me in close to him and kissed me all over for the rest of the night. The next day, John Doe got rid of all the stuff from Brina and collected about $1,500. Wasn't much, but enough to make my birthday plans happen. I kept the Dooney and Burke purse for my own souvenir, and things were finally starting to go as planned. The day was finally here. Happy birthday, Shyla.